Yom Kippur and Passover were the only Jewish festivals or feasts where a sacrifice for sin was offered. Okay? So what is the difference between the two? Yom Kippur was about personal reflection, prayer and fasting. Okay, you did personal, how can I be a better person? Okay, a lot of times we can compare that to when different churches go through the Lent season, right? Whenever they're seeing what about me could be better, right? And they do a time of prayer and fasting. But the difference between Yom Kippur and Passover, during Yom Kippur, only the high priest could offer a sacrifice for the people, okay? Only the high priest could offer that sacrifice. During Passover, all humanity was liberated from bondage in Egypt. Was Jesus being the ultimate sacrifice? He liberated all humanity from our slavery to sin. So, during Passover, interestingly enough, both the priests and the people offered sacrifices. The priest offered a sacrifice for the nation. The people offered a sacrifice for themselves and their households. The priest offered for the nation. The people offered sacrifices for sin for themselves. John 8:36, Jesus is talking, and he says, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. He's talking about this. He's talking about that whenever he dies on the cross, when he sets you free, you will be free indeed. There's nothing holding you back. Passover is the only feast or festival that offers a second chance if you miss it. Remember, it's the only one that both the high priest or the priests in the temple and the individual people offer sacrifices for sin, for freedom there, but it is the only feast or festival that offers a second chance. If you missed it for some reason, you can celebrate it again at a different time. This is found in Numbers chapter 9, verses 1 through 14. Numbers chapter 9, verses 1 through 14. I'm going to pick up at verse 6. It says, but some of them could not celebrate the Passover on that day, the day that God had set for them to celebrate it, because they were ceremonially unclean on account of a dead body. So they came to Moses and Aaron that same day. Hold on. On this, okay, in the Old Testament, you could not offer a sacrifice there were several, you had to make sure you were clean. We did not have Jesus who stood in our place. So they had to make sure that they followed certain rules on how to make sacrifices. So that's what they were saying here. They said, we're going to miss this. We're going to miss Passover. We're going to miss God forgiving our sins because we had a relative that died and we went to their funeral. That seemed to them, they were like, how do we work that out? So they came to Moses and Aaron that same day and said to Moses, we have become unclean because of a dead body. But why should we be kept from presenting the Lord's offering with the other Israelites at the appointed time? Moses answered them, wait until I find out what the Lord commands concerning you. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites, when any of you or your descendants are unclean because of a dead body or are away on a journey, they're not even near Jerusalem because they had to do this in Jerusalem. They are still to celebrate the Lord's Passover. That they are to do it on the 14th day of the second month at twilight. They are to eat the lamb together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They must not leave any of it till morning or break any of its bones when they celebrate the Passover. They must follow all the regulations. But if anyone who is ceremonially clean and not on a journey fails to celebrate the Passover, they must be cut off from their people for not presenting the Lord's offering at the appointed time. They will bear the consequences of their sin. A foreigner residing among you is also to celebrate the Lord's Passover in accordance with its rules and regulations. You must have the same regulations for both the foreigner and the native born. Okay, so this is Old Testament. Remember, there was a lot more laws, a lot more rules. Passover, though, and the heart behind Passover of Jesus being the Passover sacrifice still remains. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So when is second Passover? When is second Passover? Still is around today. You can actually Google and say, when is second Passover 2021? Second Passover is today. April 25th, 2021 for this year is second Passover.